Hi, this is Karen Knutson with Holstein World. We're sitting on the shores of Lake Carmen in northern Vermont. We're visiting with Sue Brown today, who is farm manager of Lylehaven. You might have remembered earlier this spring that we did a virtual farm tour of Lylehaven, and we saw some of the cows and some of the facilities and asked Sue some questions about the bulls that she was using. Part 2 of our interview with Sue will be on merchandising. She's got all the pieces in place. Now what? What does she do with it all? So, Sue, thanks for joining us today. My first question for you is, what is your personal goal when an animal leaves the farm for a sale?
To hope that she does everything that she potentially can do and to make them money, because there's no reason to buy animals if they're not going to make money, because that's what we're in the business for.
And it's okay with you if the next person that buys an animal from you makes more money than you do, or promotes that animal and more people know her at a different farm?
Absolutely, because that makes us more money every day of the week. When you sell a good one, it goes on to make even more strides than you ever imagined, then it's a win-win situation for everybody.
When you decide to consign an animal to a sale, is there any work that you need to do ahead of time to get the animal ready? And if so, why is that important?
Absolutely, because when you walk down through a 50 or 60 animal sale consignments and yours doesn't stand out, their hair coats are dull, they have ringworm, their feet aren't trimmed, people walk on by them. Yours want to stand out, so when people, if they want to see them and they really want them to be halter broken and they want them eating and they want them to look healthy, all of that happens at home.
And you think that adds value to her price tag at the end of the sale?
I don't know if it always adds value, but it's the kind of consignment that I want when they go to a sale.
Do you think there's any value in taking pictures?
Absolutely.
In your opinion, is it worth it to have a photographer show up to your place more than once a year?
We will take pictures as many times as we need to, because all animals in different stages of lactation look better, and we'll even try, if we don't get a good picture the first time, we'll try again, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. And that helps sell the animal and the cow family.
So that leads into advertising, both print and internet. Is it a necessary part of your program?
Yes. And I think the internet plays a larger and larger role, and that's one reason why we're doing this video, is because people don't get the opportunity to travel as much to the farm and sign guest books and look at people's animals, because we're so overextended in all the work that we do now. So I think it's a great way for people to see what's really happening at the farm and why we're doing it.
Getting back to sale consignments, do you let the great ones go sometimes, even if they don't particularly bring the price you had hoped for?
Yes.
And how hard is that?
It's very hard, but you have to accept the fact that that's what the market value was for those animals that day. You try to do the most preparation that you can and get the word out to other people. And we have to promote our own animals. You can't rely on everyone else to do your own promotions. You have to promote your animals yourself. The sales manager has their roles in this, but it also helps that if you help the sale manager along, it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Do you follow up with buyers after you make a sale, and why is that an important thing?
Yes, we do follow up with buyers. If the animal hadn't been pictured or the dam hadn't been pictured of the animal, then we try to get pictures to them, because that all helps in making them money with their sale animals. And it helps them so that they can do advertising and promoting of the animal.
I would guess it would also help them keeping up to date on the family members that are still at your house and that kind of thing?
It does. And that promotes the whole family. And that's what we're in the business for. I've always said it's the next calf coming that makes the farm what it is.
Are breeding decisions that you make today done so with the thought in mind of, hey, I could be selling this animal in the near future?
Always.
And how does that affect sire selection then?
Now more than ever, sire selection's a little trickier, because at the end of the day, you want to have something that's merchandisable and not just another heifer out in the heifer shed. So I mean, you still have to look at the numbers, the sire stack, and what at the time looks like it's going to be marketable later on. I mean, we all make mistakes, and we just have to live with those mistakes. But I mean, every animal, you know, we try with the goal to make another great one, but it doesn't always happen. Sometimes you just have to get the animal pregnant. So that's the way it goes. If it's a Jersey bull, it's a Jersey bull. Or Hereford.
This is true. Do you have any final comments on your merchandising at Lyle Haven?
I think you have to stick with it. You can't rely on the last one that's going to keep carrying you. You have to keep moving forward. You can't look back. Everything is a learning experience. It's a learning curve. You can't just rest on what happened in the past, because things change so quickly now that that's why I think the internet is such a valuable role, because you can get information up very quickly for people to let them know what's really happening.
Great. Well, Sue, thanks very much for taking time out to talk with us and share a little bit about what you do at Lyle Haven. For more information, you can visit Lyle Haven at www.holsteinworld.com/Lyle Haven.
Thanks, Karen.